Hi everyone, it's Sergio Day Trader and I'm back with another weekly overview video of the S&P futures. Today is October 8th, 2023. I hope everyone has been having a good weekend so far. For those living in California and the Bay Area region, we're finally wrapping up this heat wave. It's been a monstrous one. 90 degrees in October is not fun, I'll tell you. It's not fun at all. So looking forward to these nice cool days coming up this week. Hopefully, many of you had a good trading week last week. It was definitely an eventful one to say the least. A lot of good opportunities for those, on either side of the market. So hopefully, many of you were able to take advantage of that. We had Globex open just a few hours ago, which is perfect because I get to talk about it. Last week, I recorded before Globex open, which I wasn't. After reviewing the video, I took away a layer, so I definitely will try to record after the Globex Open. But yeah, so I want to talk about, especially this Globex Open. We are opening up below Friday settlement price. It's going to be a little bit of a rocky start. As you may know, there's some violence unraveling in the Middle East. And that's obviously going to cause some fear in the market. We have some major domestic catalysts coming up midweek. So it's gonna be a noisy week. It's gonna be a tough one to trade to say the least. Um, but yeah, excited to talk about that. I want to talk about the fundamentals. I want to talk about my plan coming up for this week, and just thank you guys for showing up to another video. I really appreciate it. I really felt good about the last video, and I'm glad I'm being able to record a consecutive video as that has been an issue. In my young YouTube career. So hopefully we just keep the ball going and we keep the output, the weekly output consistent, and look to expand and provide a little bit more throughput in the future. So thank you guys again. I can't say it enough. I really appreciate it, guys. I appreciate the support. Let's go ahead and get into it. All right, guys. So going into the weekly here, I have the last couple of weeks up on the screen. Um, and yeah, as I mentioned in the intro, it was definitely an eventful week for both participants. Especially Friday, a huge trend day. If you're able to catch that, great job. If not, it's okay. Don't be hard on yourself, especially if you're a new trader like myself. These type of trend days are really hard to catch. It's one thing to be on the right side. It's another thing to you know have the right trade location, and just according to your risk. It's very hard. There's so many different variables. I myself didn't catch this trend. I didn't catch it on my day trading account, but I was able to capture it on my investing account. So I'm treating it as a swing low. So yeah, it was mostly a bearish week. 10-3 was really the the driving force of the selling pressure for the week. We came into another range that we have marked up here, to keep it exact and transparent. I have a range of 43.38 to 41.55 marked up. So again, it's pretty obvious in some of my previous videos. My ranges are pretty wide, but again, um, these are historically relevant ranges. There are triggers within the ranges. Just because it's a 200-point range doesn't mean that I'm preparing for like a 150-point day. But I would like to be able to fade and be able to know when to break when it comes to these range extremes. Um, but yeah, so we crept back into a another range. Friday's trend day took us out, and to test the range that we had just been trading for pretty much the whole month of September. That being the 43.65 to 45.08 range. This was a very popular one during the summer, and we were finally trading out of it, and then buyers stepped in. and pretty much wiped out the you know the seller's gains, um, which we've noticed that tends to happen. I'm not sure if this is um, a short cover type of rally, or if this is just buyers, you know, obviously buyers, but different time frame uh, players coming in and bidding the market up. It's hard to say. I don't. I'm not too knowledgeable on that, on how to tell which type of participant is acting on any given day. But yeah, we were able to wipe out a huge chunk of sellers' profits on Friday. We did trade below the range a little bit, below this midline. Have a midline of uh, 40, 40, 42, 46. I'm using that as a support and resistance. So we were able to trade below it. There's there's pretty much a double bottom. They're at that level, but we left it we left it in the dust on Friday. So we had a little bit of a B type of profile. Um, we had our most of our volume towards the bottom of this range, of this weekly range. It was a 122 point range, so a lot of action went on throughout the week, but most of the volume was done in the bottom section. I would have liked to see a little bit of more of a narrower tail, but we have these high volume nodes at these 4,300 prices. Again, I'm not pointing those out to kind of um, allude to something, but um, you know, it's for me, I wouldn't feel comfortable going on this trend and just getting all euphoric and oh we bottomed out. It does look like we are still in a sellers dominated market. So I am definitely not I'm not counting the sellers out. I'm not counting out this intermediate short term trend that we have going on over. I still think there is a little bit more pain to be experienced in the market, especially with what's going on now. Violence breaking out in the Middle East will inject a little bit more fear into the market. Um, and it's unfortunate, but these are the type of catalysts that will wipe out a whole um, you know, for the most relevant example, we had a phenomenal run in the summer. These type of catalysts will wipe that out in a week's time. So definitely don't want to stand in front of it and fade it. I don't want to get euphoric about Friday's continuation. So like as I mentioned just a while ago, it's going to be a very noisy week this upcoming week, and it for new traders like myself, sometimes it's best to be on the sidelines. I'm currently thinking that I'm debating whether I should just uh, use this week as a study week or be an active participant. So it's going to be a game time decision, but I do want to talk about some trades that I took and just my overall performance last week. All right, guys. So just going over last week's trades. Um, it was pretty bad performance on my end. Negative 26 points, and that was 2 days of trading. It was not fun. You know, it it left me feeling bad. It left me feeling negative. And many of the things were just things that I could have done better. I wasn't necessarily on the wrong side of the market. Um, I'm going for pure day trades, and scalps. So I wasn't necessarily on the wrong side. It was my timing was just all off. Also, my stops were might have been a little too tight. We did have a continuous uptrend in the VIX. We were at some point trading like 18.7, 18.8. We might have even touched 19. I'm not sure. I'll have to go back and double check. But I didn't give my trades enough wiggle room to to do their thing. So it was just continuous stop stop loss after stop loss after stop loss. Um, and it was yeah, it was pretty bad. I mean, Monday I had to I took the day off to do some errands um regarding my vehicle. So I shouldn't have even traded that day. I woke I woke up kind of late already as it was. The prep wasn't good. I would say that the 2 days this these results are from Monday and Tuesday respectfully. Um, both days were just very subpar prep. You know, the night before I could have done more. I could have spent a little bit more time reviewing. The morning of, I could have woken up earlier. Um, you know, I have started going back to the gym routine on a daily basis, and that's no excuse. Um, you know, so I slept in a little bit. I typically try to wake up at 5:30, an hour before market open. In these instances, I was waking up at 6:15, so I was very rushed. And I've told myself, like, if I wake up feeling like that, if I'm feeling rushed, I shouldn't even trade. Maybe just watch the market, um, or wait for the initial balance to set up, to maybe then start thinking about putting on a trade, and just um giving myself some time to, like, get the brain going, and uh start digesting the information that the market is providing. So it was just a lot of things that I could have done better. And it sucks, these type of weeks. I pretty much just knocked out my my month's worth of work for September. So I gave back my profits and a little more. So it sucks to have gone through this. It's not my first time, and it's just one of those things that I've kind of realized that there are still things psychologically that I have to work on. Fundamentally, there's definitely still things that I need to improve. So after these two back-to-back losses, they were like, it was 9 points on it was like 9 or 10 points on Monday, and then like 13 points on Tuesday. After that, I was wiped. I was feeling bad. I was really mad. And some I, I would go as far as to say that I started teetering on the whole concept of revenge trading towards the end of those sessions. Um, so definitely, definitely taught me a lesson. And I went sim for the remainder of the week. And kind of going back to what I was saying in the recap, that there's going to be a lot of noise this upcoming week with what's going on overseas, and the news catalysts that are going to be released this week. Um, it's If I decide not to trade, I will at least participate on sim, and depending on how it goes, this might be the right time to maybe take the rest of the month on sim. 26 points is a lot, guys. It's, mind you, these are all one lot trades. And I'm only doing one lot just because I haven't really found my rhythm since coming back from vacation. So this is I came back September. September was a full month worth of trading. I was able to do a little. I was able to perform pretty good, but I was still trading one lot. And October again, one lot trading. Just until I feel comfortable. But going sim for the week will probably do me good. And I'll be able to kind of like sharpen up a little bit. And going sim for the month will definitely be a decision that I take maybe next week, depending on how it goes. But I don't want to rush into it. And I, you know, I want to be sure of myself before I go back into trading live. It sucks to say, but this isn't the first time I've gone through something like this. It's just a matter of like learning how to avoid situations like this, and avoid taking back to back heavy loss days. There's nothing wrong with having lost days, but for them to be back to back kind of sucks, So, um, but yeah, it was just a week, or it was 2 days worth of um uh wrong timely trades, not enough wiggle room, um, and then getting stopped out and seeing the trade just continue on in the trend, in the direction that you had originally planned for. So, and that always sucks. That always hurts the most. So, um, yeah, I I definitely like showing the trades, showing. I think this is the first time I've done this actually. I don't know why I haven't, but I want to be transparent with everyone. And yeah, I think this is one way to keep myself accountable, and this is also another way to show, new traders like myself that look, these days happen. Sometimes you just have to go back to the drawing board, come back with, a reset, a good mental state. So, and then learn from your mistakes, obviously, and then build on those good habits and those good performing days. So yeah, glad I got to show this. It's definitely far from the Lambos and the vacations that other traders show. This is the grind that hopefully leads up to that. Um, so with that wrapped up, let's go ahead and talk about the Globex Open as well as the fundamentals that are going on in the world. All right, guys, going into the news around the world. Um, so as many of you may know, Israel was recently attacked by Hamas. Um, it's um, it's a very unfortunate event. This is just uh, it's very unfortunate, as I've been on Reddit and I've seen hostages being taken from Israel across the border, which I saw this video of this girl who was at a music festival. I think it was like a festival for peace, ironically, um, and she was just like being kidnapped on a bike, and it's just terrible things going on. It's really unfortunate. I always hate to see these kind of things. I also know that these things are kind of inevitable. And it just sucks because with Russia and Ukraine, and now Palestine and Israel, it's just like we're itching closer and closer to a major global war. And I hate to throw the word out there, but World War III is just, these kind of things uh make the dark reality, or the dark nightmare, a reality. So it sucks. It's just so unfortunate. I feel so bad for the people that are going through this. Here we see over 1,000 people dead. Missiles flying across the border in both directions. And it's just not fair for the civilians. And you know they're the only ones that get to, or they're the only ones that suffer from all this, really. Families are left torn apart, homes are destroyed, and it just takes so long to recover from things like this. So I hope this gets settled sooner rather than later. And I mean, as unlikely as it is, I hope it ends in a peaceful manner. But um, yeah, this has just caused some fear in the market. This has caused a slip in the futures. These headlines are going to be flooding the web um, for the next couple of days. Investors are definitely going to be on their toes. So we had oil surge 4%. Um, the dollar went up. Usually, if the dollar goes up, I feel like uh, equities goes down. We might see some of that money get flowed into um, gold, but who knows? I mean, we see it going into oil. Um, so yeah, I mean, there's gonna be a lot of fear in the market this upcoming week. And it definitely would be a wise idea to, you know, pay kind of um keep your finger on the pulse. I hate that's even the expression, but you want to pay attention to these to to what's going on over there. Either things can improve, or things can worsen. You just depending on what type of investor you are, especially if you're long term. I mean, these kind of things, you want to like you just you want to just keep stay on the headlines and just make sure that you're aware of everything that's going on, because it can get ugly really fast. So I pray and hope everyone is safe out there. There's a lot of lives that are being lost, and it's an unfortunate consequence of these territorial battles that we see pop up out there. Coming to a domestic side of things, Monday is going to be kind of a quiet day for U.S. catalysts. We have a few Fed speakers uh, taking the podium early in the morning. Uh, Tuesday, same thing. Fed speakers. This is all just leading up to Wednesday's FMOC announcement. So Wednesday is going to be the big day. We have FMOC and PPI. That day, PPI coming out 5:30 a.m. Um, and then the FOMC 11 a.m. What time zone am I on? UTC 7. Let me just make sure what UTC 7 is. Okay. It's okay. I just want to make sure I'm good. It's PST. So um PPI before market is going to be pretty interesting move, but I think everything stays tamed till after that 11 a.m. FOMC announcement. Um I typically don't trade on I don't trade on FMOC days, so I tend to respect that rule. Um so I will likely just be active Monday, Tuesday, and then come back on Thursday. Thursday we have CPI, inflation numbers, some oil announcements, uh, and we have the 30-year bond auction. If I do trade sim, I still want to trade because it's still going to be valuable information. If I'm going to be trading live, then I think Thursday and Friday are probably going to be my best days to trade. Um, I'll be keeping an eye um, for the morning session on Monday and Tuesday, but I'm not expecting too much because, especially with what's going on in Israel and FMLC coming up on Wednesday, I uh, I think it's going to be pretty quiet early week. So um, yeah, that's it for Catalyst. As I've kind of been, I'm sure I sound like a broken record player, but it's going to be there's going to be a lot of noise in the market. It's going to be hard to trade. So if you're a new trader, it's not a bad idea to take it sim or stay on the sidelines and just kind of use that as a learning as a learning period, to review, to watch the order flow, you know watch the footprint, whatever you do. So it's never a bad idea to just sit on your hands and see how these type of catalysts affect the market. Um, so yeah, that's it for news events. I'm gonna go into my plan for this upcoming week. All right, guys. We've made it to the last section of the video. Um, we will be discussing my plan for this upcoming week. So but if you made it this far, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I know I think this is going to probably be one of the longest videos I've made. So if you made it this far and stuck through the content, I really appreciate it. Thank you. I can't say thank you enough. I really appreciate all the support from the returning viewers and anyone new checking out my channel, my videos. Thank you so much. I hope you like the content. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. We had the Globex open here, but before I discuss that, I just want to throw up triggers. I tend to forget this sometimes, so um, I just want to make sure I get the triggers out before I just ramble on about the Globex and my plan. So um, triggers that I'm looking for, and these are, I guess, triggers. You can call them just reference points or areas of interest or support and resistance, whatever you want to call them. I call them triggers. This is where I typically execute my trades. So I will be looking for the following triggers. Bear with me. I break them down from monthly, weekly, and daily. So on the monthly, I have 43.49 to 43.34.5. So it's a great trigger to fade, to break. I also have 4220 to 4200. Again, perfect for a fading opportunity. uh Weekly, I have 4365, 40 and 4388. And on the daily, and mind you, those are the ranges that those are the extreme or the range extremes that I referenced in the recap. And then going on to the daily, I have 4225, 4330, and 4230. Mind you, some of those prices are going to overlap, but I was not paying attention to that. I just broke everything down from the monthly down to the daily. So it's kind of a top-down analysis, but I'm not really giving you the analysis part. That'll just be a whole nother video on its own. I'm just giving you the triggers. Okay, so Globex open. Here we go. We open at 43.20. We're currently trading 43.08. So we've pretty much just knocked out 50% of Friday's trend day. And it probably won't get any better than this, guys. To be honest, if anything, it's just gonna get worse. Especially when the U.S. session opens up. So I am preparing for a few things. So right now we're looking at the weekly, something that I had brought up just a few minutes ago. So we have right here 4338 and 4365. These are all triggers that I had just mentioned. I will be looking to fade 4338 in the case we get a spike in the overnight. Um, we are going to be opening at a gap down. So I will be looking for a gap fill and fade. So we don't have much room to cover for a gap fill. We could make our way to this Friday settlement price. I would be fading 43.38, guys. This is the value area high from last week. This is the range high extreme of the current range that we were trading last week. Um, and I just don't really see it as a probability or a probable outcome that we go back into the previous range that we were trading, that being the 4365s to the 4400s. I don't see that likely, especially everything that's going on. I would be looking to fade. So that's the 4338 idea. I just want to bring up a month. I haven't brought the monthly up yet. So my apologies. This should have been sort of a top-down analysis that I've done, but here we're trading way below the neckline. That neckline is long gone. We left that in the dust. But we do have this trigger right here, this 43.34 to 43.48. So it's about it's a 10-point trigger, but I mean, I don't think the size of it has anything to do, but I would be looking to either trade the break of this or trade the fade. Just adding to the confluence of the trade that I just went over right now, I would be fading this trigger right here, this 43.35 to 43.40 area. I'm unless something completely changes and I'm able to kind of be nimble enough to catch it, or know what's going on, then I would go then I would kind of change over and flip to buyer. But with everything that's going on and how we're expected to open US session, I would be looking to fade any move up. Bringing the daily up here, I have again more triggers, but triggers that were mentioned just a few minutes ago. The low extreme of range, the 4420, very unlikely that we get to this. This is a daily range. This is something different from the weekly. But I use both of them as confluence, and allows me to align on decision making and direction that I plan on executing. But very unlikely. I find it very unlikely that we trade up to 4420, even 4400s. I do have a support and resistance line here at 4320. I'm sorry, 4335. And as you can tell, it's served as a great resistance, and it hasn't really been tested as support. But if history repeats itself, then it should again bring another great opportunity to fade. Here I have 4231. I discussed this in last week's video. This is I've kind of titled this price or this zone as a regime change. I and I'll just reiterate from last week. I consider this a price or an area that confirms the presence of a different market participant. And I basically, if we break this, then I think we revisit 2022 lows. I'm not saying the extreme low, but we we completely do away with this euphoric trend that we had in the summer. That's long gone, and we have a very cold winter. Right now, we're nowhere near that. We are near the support resistance level that I have marked up here, which kind of aligns with the weekly triggers. So again, guys, everything for me is just lining up with selling opportunities. Looking over here to the market profiles, Friday was very, very thin. Um, even um, towards the top of the profile, we didn't see much action. I would have liked to see a stronger presence up there. That's why I think I might have mentioned earlier. I can't really tell if this is a short covering rally, if this is a trend that was just running on low fuel. A ton of volume in these 4270s, 4280s. So we do have some very weak lows right here. Weak low 1, weak low 2, and a third one consecutively. Um, we had some pretty good we had nice looking tails here. So I like that. It clearly shows that the seller is um in in power. This Thursday here, it's an inside day. That was all the evidence you needed to back up any thesis for a long trade. So if you caught this inside day tip and used it for a long entry on Friday, good for you. Like that is 10 out of 10. Great technical analysis. And if you were able to execute and make money off of it, great trading. Great trading. I can't wait to hit one of those on like a 5 lot. That'll be great. But we have some weak lows here, so I think it's very probable that we revisit these 4250s, 4260s, 4270s. I'll bring up a micro composite. We're going into the previous micro composite. This one is from the last week of September. So we are currently we were trading this 4330, but we opened and we coming back down to the value area low of this micro composite. So I will have to readjust these levels. Let me do that now. So this is a great, I like using micro composites, especially when we have consecutive overlapping value area days. And it just gives me a little bit more confluence and allows me to pinpoint great trade locations. So we have a micro composite coming up. We are trading the value area low. And I do want to see one thing here. I have another micro composite. Okay, so we're near the top of this, or the value area high of this profile. Coming back to, and this is this is 10.3 to 10.6. Actually, it's 10.3 to 10.5. It does not capture the trend day on Friday, which I don't. It would make the micro composite pretty obsolete. So, we are trading back into the previous micro composite. So a few more reference points to note there. Let's see, and then just to check my some of my references. Looks like everything is opening up pretty bearish. The Dow, Nasdaq. Why is it showing that oil opened up negative? I'm not sure about this data here. I'll have to check that. Gold is going as we predicted. There's some money flowing into gold. So for all you gold traders, there's some good opportunities coming up this week. I did just want to check the yearly VWAP. So we're at the VWAP. Looking over here, This is my yearly VWAP. We are testing 4300 being the actual VWAP line, but we haven't really tested the value area low. I mean, we kind of teetered into it last week, but we have all the way down to 4130 for price discovery possibilities. So um, it's gonna be a crazy week, guys. A lot going on, especially with FMLC coming up midweek. It's gonna be a very noisy week. So um, stay safe out there, guys. You know, trade trade what you know and trade the information. I will again, I will close out with the triggers just to make sure that we're aware of the information and we're all aligned. So for the monthly, I am checking out 43.49 to 43.34. Again, I'm looking to fade that 42.20, 4200. That's way below us, but it is a possibility this week. So don't count that out. Weekly, I have 43.65 and 43.88. And then for the daily, I have 44.25, 43.30, and 43.30 and 42.30. Those are my reference points that I'm giving to you guys, so you guys know what I'm doing. And hopefully we can maybe make some money together. We'll see if I'll definitely come back next week. I'll let you guys know if I ended up trading sim or if I traded live. But I'm kind of leaning more towards the sim, to be honest. So just because of everything that's transpiring. So I'm going to wrap it up here. We are going on a very long video. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate the support. Please like, subscribe, share with your trader friends. Give me some feedback, guys. I'm interested in what you guys have to say. And if you guys don't have feedback, then let me know what you guys are looking for. I'd like to hear what you guys are planning on executing on for the week, and you know, hey, maybe you kind of shift my focus to something that I had missed. So um, appreciate it, guys. I hope you guys have a good rest of your weekend. Hope you guys have a fantastic week. Stay safe out there, guys. Be safe. Drink water, and just remember to be kind to one another. So I will catch you guys next week. Later.